Hi, my name is Brian Weinert, and I'm the Director of Technology for the Leyden High School District 212 in Illinois. And this video tutorial is meant to demonstrate how you can create classes and assignments in Discovery Education. So to begin with, I'm going to log into Discovery Education with my Test Teacher account. And the first thing I want to do is create a class. So down here next to Teacher, if I click on Teacher Tools, there's a nice set of overview tutorials on doing this if you want additional resources to refer to. But at this point, I just want to create a new class. So I click on that. I'm going to give it a class name. The class description is optional. And at this point, I want to add students. Each teacher in our district should see all of the active students for their particular campus listed in the Add Students to Class section. At this point, we are not managing actual classes in the Discovery Education system, so teachers will have to create their own and add their own students. The quickest way to do that is to search the students by last name. Once you find a student, click on that student to add them, and in the right hand side under the Review and Save Class area, you'll see all of the students that you've added. Once you've added all of your students, click on Save, and you can either create another class or return to your previous page. The advantage of having a class with all of your students added to it is that you can now start to push out content to your students directly through Discovery Education, and you can even go so far as building assignments that would include the ability for students to respond through writing prompts, or you can even create quizzes about content and resources in Discovery Education. So let me show you how you can do a few of those things. The first thing you might want to do is just share some content with your students. So if I were to search on the key phrase digital footprint, you can see that there are 6 results in the system. And here's a full video. So if I click on that, I can preview this video. And then if I determine that I want to share this with my students, I can come up to this options menu and say Assign to Classroom Student. If I click on that, I can enter an assignment date and a due date, select a class, and I could, at this point, assign it to specific students in the class, or I could just click here to select all, and then hit Save. The next time that my students in this particular class log into Discovery Education, they will see this video in their assignment area and know that they need to watch it. The only downside to using the method that I just demonstrated is that you cannot go back and edit that particular assignment or delete it. It's just the fastest way to push out a Discovery Education resource or video that you want your students to have access to. If you'd like to build a bigger assignment or a quiz or a writing prompt that contains Discovery Education content, the first thing you should do is add the content to your My Content area. So if I go back to this full video, go to the options menu, I would choose Add to My Content. Choose the folder that you want to save it to or create a new one, and then click Add to Selected. So if I go to My Content area, you can now see the digital footprint Watch Where You Step video is included. At this point, I'm going to demonstrate how you can build a writing prompt that will involve this video and then ask the students to respond. So I'm going to go to my Builder Tools menu and choose Writing Prompt Builder. All of the writing prompts that I've created in the past will be listed here. I don't have any right now, so I'm going to click Create New Writing Prompt. First thing you have to do is give it a title. It does ask you, require you to select grades. I'm just going to choose 9 through 12. And then you do have to select a subject as well. There's not one that fits for this particular example the way that I'd like, so I'm just going to choose Careers and Workplace Skills. You also have the ability to choose whether or not you want an email notification when a writing prompt is updated. You might not want to choose that if you have a lot of students that will be responding to this assignment. At this point, I'm going to hit Save and Continue. I'm going to save this writing prompt in my content area. So I'm going to save to selected folder. And now I want to add that video to this writing prompt so that they'll watch the video first and then respond to a question. So I'm going to click on Edit, then My Content, find the video, digital footprint, choose Add, and finish editing. You could add additional resource sections or text sections to this writing prompt area. Down below, you can now add the text to assign for this section. So I'm going to click Add, Edit, and ask the question, why is your digital footprint important? You have a lot of other editing tools that you can work with, and once you're done, you can click Finish Editing and then Save and Continue. It's going to ask you when you want to assign this particular writing prompt. I'll leave it for today. And then when is it due? I'll make it next Tuesday. And from here, I can now assign this writing prompt to my courses. I can click the box for each of the courses that I want to assign it to, and then hit Save and Continue. At this point, I can either return to the Builder Tools or assign it again. So I'm going to return. And just so that you can see what this looks like from the student perspective, let me log in as a student that is in my class. You can see that on the Student Center homepage for this particular student, there are two tabs, Assignments and Completed. And the digital footprint assignment that I pushed out to them is listed here. And the status is not started. The type, writing prompt is listed. The class and the teacher are also listed. So as a student, if I wanted to start this assignment, I could click on it. Here's the digital footprint assignment. Here's the video. Any text or other resources that you added would show up here. So I might have wanted to add something that says, please watch this video and answer the question below. And then if the student clicks on the video, it pops up the player. They can watch the video.
In the modern world, our digital...
And when they're done, they can close the player. And then there's a text box for them to respond to your writing prompt. The student can then enter their text. They can either save this for later, or they can submit it to the teacher. If I click Submit to Teacher, and then return to the Student Center, you'll notice that this assignment is now marked as submitted. Back on my teacher side, under the Classroom Manager menu, I can go check out the results by class or by student. So if I choose results by class, I can see the assignments that I have assigned. You'll notice that I have two assignments here. The first one was the video that I just pushed out using the quick method. And here's the digital footprint assignment that I had just completed as the test student. So if I click on that, I can see all of my students listed. The status is that for this particular student it has been submitted. So now I can go and click on Results, Comments. And if I scroll down, I can see the text that was entered by the student, and then I can respond with my own text and say add comment and return to student, or mark the assignment completed. So because I want the student to try again, I'm going to add comment and return to student. And I'm going to close this window. So if I go back as the student and refresh my screen, I can see now that this assignment, the status has changed to reviewed. So if I click on that assignment and scroll down, I can see the text that I entered as the student, but I also can see what my teacher, how my teacher responded. So I can redo this and then say submit again. And then once the assignment has been marked completed by the teacher, it will move from the assignments area and be listed under the completed area. You also have the ability under the Builder tools to create a quiz. So let me walk you through that. If I choose the Quiz Builder, I can create a new quiz. Give it a title, choose my grades, choose my subject area, and then I can add quiz instructions, objectives, and notes by clicking the edit box for each of those, entering some text, and then clicking finish editing. And right here it says attach resource from, so I want to go to my content, find that video, digital footprint, watch where you step, click add, and then click the add selected resources button in the bottom. And then under the settings, you can either receive an email notification when a student completes the quiz. You can present the quiz question by question instead of all at once. You can allow the student to view the graded quiz with the correct answers or not. And you can also choose whether or not the student can take the quiz more than once. So choose the settings that you'd like and then hit save and continue. Again, you're going to have to save this quiz, so save it in your My Content area or a subfolder. And your next screen, you can start building your quiz. By clicking Create a Question, you can either do a single answer, multiple answer, short answer, or true-false. So for this example, I'll do a true-false question. Your digital footprint is important. That's going to be true-false. I can provide a hint. I can choose the correct answer. And then I provide an explanation which is required. If you chose the setting to allow the students to see the graded quiz, once they submit it, they will get their results, and whatever you type in the explanation for each question will show up. You can add additional resources, specifically just for this question. You can add review resources for this question by either searching or going to your My Content area. Or if you're done with this question, you can hit Finish Editing. At this point, I could click Create a New Question and add my next one. When you're done, you might also want to note that you can display the quiz questions in a random order so that they don't always show up for all students in the same order. And then when you're done, click Save and Continue. Again, you'll be prompted for when you want to assign this quiz and when it is due. So I'm going to make this one due the same day, today. And then I can choose the classes that I want to assign the quiz for. And then hit Save and Continue. So let's go back in as my test student, refresh the screen, and you can now see that the digital footprint quiz is listed under her assignments. It has not been started, and the type is a quiz. So as a student, I can click on the digital footprint quiz. Step 1 says to review the assignment materials. Here's the video. Click on that, watch the video. When I'm done, I can close the player and then take the quiz. Here's my first question. I'm going to mark that as true and then say complete the quiz. Because I chose the setting to allow the students to see their responses, I can see that I got this one correct and I got 100% on the quiz. If I go back home, you'll notice that the quiz is no longer listed under my assignments that need to be completed, but if I click on the Completed tab, it is now there. Back on the teacher side, I can go to my Classroom Manager, Results by Class, find the digital footprint quiz, click on that, and see all of my students listed and the results from their quiz. If I want to drill down and actually see their responses to each question, I can go under the Actions menu and click Results to see how this student responded to each question. So, in this video, I've shown you how to create a class, add your students, and then quickly share out Discovery Education content that you want your students to watch or have access to, create a writing prompt, and create a quiz. There's one other tool under the Builder tools that's Assignment Builder, which I will save for another video, but ultimately you can create a bigger assignment and also incorporate quizzes and writing prompts inside of it as well. So, I hope you learned something from this video. As always, if you need any additional help, please feel free to contact me or call the tech office. Thanks for watching.